Ladies and gentlemen, from the Cobb Box Arena here in East London, we are set to go with a special featured attraction. It's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing, broadcast live on Sky Sports and streaming exclusively here in the United States on DAZN. Sponsored by William Hill, StubHub, and JD Sports. This bout is sanctioned under the auspices of the British Boxing Board of Control. Steward in charge is Mr. Mick Collier. Introducing your three judges scoring our first contest from ringside, all from England. From Doncaster, Howard Foster. From Fleetwood, Steve Gray. And from Wellingborough, John Keane. Your timekeeper is from Milton Keynes, England, Stephen Pucci. And at the sound of the bell, your third man in the ring from Barhead, Scotland, A-star referee, Victor Laughlin. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 12 rounds of boxing scheduled for the Commonwealth Featherweight Championship. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, the challenger. He's with his head trainer, Dave Caldwell. He wears the white with red and gold. He weighed in at 8 stone, 13 pounds, 5 ounces. This junior ABA champion who boxed for England now has a perfect professional record. 21 victories, no defeats, 5 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Chatteris, introducing Jordan, the Thrill Gill. And his opponent across the ring fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the gray trunks and stands with his head trainer, Robert Rimmer. He's scaled at already 8 stone, 12 pounds, 7 ounces. His professional record, 17 victories, 2 defeats, 1 draw. He has 9 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former English featherweight champion. And tonight, he makes his first defense of his Commonwealth title, introducing the reigning, defending Commonwealth featherweight champion, fighting out of Gordon, Ruthless, Ryan Doyle.
From the off, champ. Okay, boys, you've had your instructions. Remember, obey my commands at all time. Defend yourselves at all time. God bless. Let's do it.
Well, it's been very civilised, the build-up to this one. Neither of these two are the type of character to go shouting too much about the other, to indulge in any kind of trash talking, but it's a really difficult fight to pick. What I really like about this one is that both of these two have been through a similar kind of journey. Doyle had inactivity, injuries, couldn't get the fights that he felt that he needed and wanted, took short notice jobs, often at the weight above, to try and get his name out there, just as he did against James Tennyson a year ago. He almost packed boxing in at Christmas because things just were not materialising, but then he got that chance against Rhys Bellotti, and boy, did he take it with a tremendous performance. Gill had 18 months where he didn't box. Changed to Dave Caldwell as a trainer, who recognised the talent in him. He got his chance against Jason Cunningham at the end of February in that British title eliminator, and he took that with both hands too, and this is just a great match, man.
Yeah, definitely, Andy, and he was really impressive that night against Jason Cunningham. I thought he looked really smooth. Good balance, nice punch repertoire, knew his way around the ring. And I was really impressed with him, and I think he's got a bright future. But Ryan Doyle is in against a rugged, tough, strong guy who believes himself, who can bang. You know, the win against Rhys Bellotti. Rhys Bellotti is a good fighter, and that was a big performance, big win for him. So I think we're in for a real treat here tonight.
Well, they were very confident up Manchester way ahead of that fight against Bellotti. He's been a little bit of a secret, Ryan Doyle. Those in the know recognised the talent, knew how good he was, knew how dangerous he was. And a big difference for him recently has been that he's now a full-time pro. He's taking time off work for proper camps. He did that for the first time against Bellotti. He's done it for this one. And previously, making featherweight's been hard. It's been a pinch, as he's described it, but he made it comfortably yesterday. I did wonder about that initially, whether that was maybe a bad sign, but as you pointed out to me, now that he's got full camps behind him, it won't be as difficult.
No, exactly. When you're working and you're training, it's difficult to diet properly. You know, you work all day and then you go to the gym, and you know, it is difficult. So now that he's boxing full time, I'm sure he can eat better nutrition, he can stick to his diet better, and maybe that's why he's made the weight more comfortably.
Good opening round so far. Gill just stung Doyle a bit with a straight left hand and lands another one there.
Yeah, real good jab so far from Gill. He's really established that in the first round. Good upper body movement from him also.
Benefiting Gill rather from being part of that Caldwell stable, training alongside Tony Bellew, who's got that massive fight on November the 10th against Alexander Usyk, but the McDonald's as well, and Anthony Fowler, he's been on trips, Japan, Chicago, has sparred out there too, so it's all good experience.
Yeah, you can't help but learn. You're like a sponge absorbing everything, you know, success breeds success, and he's got some brilliant fighters and characters and personalities in that gym to really aspire to and watch and see how they do everything, and it's great for him to be a part of that.
Well, that's the Jordan Gill corner. Dave Caldwell, he'll be in the corner for Tony Bellew come November the 10th. The undisputed world cruiserweight title against the Ukrainian magician in Alexander Usyk. Interesting there, Matt, and we were chatting about this before the fight started. End swell out on the left cheekbone there of Gill after just round one. He marked up badly against Cunningham. That eye was almost shut by the end of the fight. We saw damage to it in one of the 6-rounders he's had since. I talked to his dad about it during the week, who's in the corner, and he said it's not a problem, but that he does mark up quite easily, but it's on the rise already by the look of it.
Yeah, you can see it reddening already. He's got very prominent cheekbones, and, you know, some fighters mark up a lot easier than others, and he seems to be one of those fighters that marks up easy. So, yeah, I think the end swell will be getting used regularly in his career.
Left to the body there from Gill. Doyle is just looking to try and close him down. He's on the prowl here, Doyle, just stalking.
Good jab there from Gill. Yeah, I think the power and the strength is probably going to be with Ryan Doyle, and I think the smooth boxing skills, technical ability are with Gill, and it's going to be a fascinating clash of styles here to see who can impose their style on the other. Good jab from Gill, using the ring well.
He's got to keep popping that jab out, that's a key, and Doyle just trying to slip it away to his left-hand side. He can't just walk onto the end of it equally. Doyle trying to work on the inside. He's been sparring Ryan Doyle, so that was some top quality work. Burnett with a tremendous fight against Nito Donaire next week.
By the way, Gill just slipped outside the shot there, stood his ground, fired in 2 quick body shots, come under the shots. He's a boxer, Gill. He doesn't carry massive power, so it is everything behind the jab, really, but he's got to be economical with the lateral movement.
Well, Doyle, when he sat down with him during the week, categorised this as boxer versus fighter, him being the fighter and Gill being the boxer. Gill didn't necessarily agree with that. He feels that if they do engage, that he can come out on top that way too.
Yeah, I think Gill is the boxer, and I do think Doyle is the fighter, and Doyle is also the guy who carries the power. I don't think Gill has concussive power. He's more but he's a lovely left hook from Gill. That was a great punch. But, you know, that was a sweet left hook that absolutely landed beautifully clean, right bang on the button, and it didn't shake Doyle, which, you know, suggests that Gill doesn't carry big power. You know, if that had been the other way around, then I'm not sure what way Gill would have taken it.
Doyle just holding the centre of the ring. Gill circling around him. He's been busy in these opening 2 rounds. They've been decent rounds for him, but as you say, Doyle's not looked in any trouble at any stages. Anthony Fowler and Gavin McDonald, 2 of Jordan Gill's stablemates, watching on from ringside.
But you see this, I think we'll see the replay of the left hook here. Yeah, bang, left hook, bang on the button. And if he was a bigger puncher, Gill, you'd be expecting Doyle to be looking up at the lights, but he took it really well.
So into the 3rd, they're scheduled for 12. Ryan Doyle in the grey kind of camouflage design, making the first defence of his Commonwealth Featherweight title. He won against Reece Bellotti, the challenger, in the white. red and gold, Jordan Gill, undefeated 21-0 with that big win against Jason Cunningham back at the end of February. That was an interesting fight, though. He outboxed him for the duration of it and then engaged right at the end, and it almost ended in disaster.
Yeah, I thought it was a great performance in the last round. Cunningham really came out, threw everything at him, but he stood his ground and he fought back, and he looked tired in that fight, but it was a great learning fight for him.
Doyle let go with a big overhand right there towards the neutral corner on the far side. It didn't quite land, but he's just maybe inching his way into range here after a couple of rounds. Feels that he's picked up the flow of this and is looking to unload some heavy artillery.
He's boxing well, Gill. He's got a beautiful jab, real classy jab. Good upper body movement, good judge of distance, really good timing. There's an awful lot to like about Gill and his work. Just lacks a little bit of power. I don't think he quite has that power to keep Doyle off him, and Doyle prepared to throw everything, strong, carries big power himself, so he'll be trying to force the pace, trying to keep the pressure on Gill, trying to chip away, maybe break him down and come on strong in the second half of the fight.
He's whipped that big overhand right a couple of times in this round now, Doyle. He's got a decent tight guard for the most part. Every now and then the jab from Gill snakes through, but not an awful lot's landing clean, apart from that left hand in the previous round, and he's looking to bomb with a big right there. Doyle working to the body with his left. This is getting interesting.
That's good upper body movement from Gill. He's a nice mover, but I like the way he doesn't waste movement. You know, he edges round the ring, and at times he'll stand his ground and he'll slip and he'll roll under the shots. He knows that he can't just move all night long, and that he can't afford to just be walked around the ring. You know, he'll stand his ground when it's time to. Even it doesn't mean you have to stand your ground and go to war. Just stay nice and compact, slip the shots, roll the shots, come under the shots, step across. You don't have to just move around the ring all night long. Don't be ran around the ring. You can stand your ground without going to war.
Trading jabs towards the end of the third round, just under 30 seconds remaining in it.
Yeah, some good work again there from Gill, some nice jabs from him. And see the way he just slips and slides, and you know, back comes Doyle with throwing a lot of punches, but he didn't land anything there. In fact, he missed quite wildly, so that was energy sapping for him. This is good boxing from Gill. Good uppercuts there from Doyle, though.
It's very interestingly poised, Gill. Putting a lot into this early on.
Can't sit off him, you'll box your head off. You understand me? Yeah, we know that's nothing new. Bring it into your fight now.
Well, this is the Doyle corner. That's interesting, Matt. They feel, Robert Rimmer feels there that he's just gaining his distance, and now is the time to go.
Well, yeah, but I think they also realise they've lost the last 3 rounds and that they can't keep it at this distance, because Gill will just box his head off, as he said. So, yeah, they need to make it rough, they need to make it untidy, they need to make it intense. Because right now, at this distance, Gill's just got his jab going, he's in a nice rhythm, he's not under pressure, he does stand his ground at times and slips and slides. And for me, Gill's boxing well. I have him winning all 3 rounds. He's found his accuracy, he's found his distance. Good body shot there. Oh, really good work from Gill. This is brilliant to watch.
Nice combination, really dug the toes in there, found the right hand, then followed by the left. There was a proper left hook as well, just good bend in the arm, picks up that elbow, really ripped it across him, short punch. And Doyle not been completely without success. He's not really looked hurt at any point, and I think he has threatened at times to get into the kind of positions that he needs to be in, but he hasn't quite managed it yet.
Gill's a really nice boxer, but you hear Dave Colwell talking, you know, this is a chopping down, this is a chip, you got to chip away, this is, you got a breaking down process. You know, he's not I don't think want to see too many highlight reel knockouts during Jordan Gill's career, but that doesn't mean he can't force stoppages late on by breaking guys down. He's got a lovely jab, he sinks them into the body. You can break some guys' heart by making a miss when they don't feel they're in the... Lomachenko does it. He's not a heavy concussive puncher, Lomachenko, but he breaks guys' hearts.
Good right hand there from Gill into the southpaw, and he's cutting with the right hand. Doyle staggering on unsteady legs, just trying to tuck up, cover up, throws the right hand back himself, catches Gill high on the top of the head, but as he turns southpaw there, Jordan Gill, he led off with a right hook, and he had some real success, and he was knocked right back onto his heels there, Doyle.
Got to be careful here, Andy, though, because Doyle is a big puncher.
Doyle's legs have gone again here. Gill just trying to let go with that left betraying.
Oh, he's
Left
gone.
hand there again
Gone, the
from
ref
Gill.
stop him.
Massive shot. Gill just pouring the pressure on. And Doyle just remaining on his feet here. The referee having a very close look. Doyle coming back with a left hand on the inside, but that was a huge assault there from Jordan Gill, and he so nearly had his man out of there.
Yeah, just got to be careful here. Gill, he's got his man really hurt. Certainly put the foot on the gas, try and get the stoppage, but if it's not there, then you got to wheeze back, because this is a 12-round fight. And also, Doyle does carry big power, and when he's hurt, he's still dangerous. So Gill, certainly apply the pressure, certainly put your foot on the gas, try and get the stoppage. If it's not there, ease back, get back behind the jab.
15 seconds remaining in the round. That was a big effort there put in by Jordan Gill, and he so nearly had Doyle on the floor. I'm not quite sure how he stayed up a couple of times there. Testament to his conditioning and his desire, and blood coming from the nose, jab to the body to finish the round. Well, let's have a look at these three different occasions where he was rocked, and there he was, southpaw, leading off with that hook, and then a couple more shots caught him.
He did well there, Doyle, to stay on his feet. But, you know, he comes back with a right hand over the top there, and he does carry power, Doyle, so Gill's got to be careful. Even when he has Doyle hurt and he's going for the finish, don't neglect his own defences. He's got to be careful, because Doyle does carry power. And also he's got to be careful, and it's a 12-round fight. You know, don't punch himself out. You go for the stoppage and you don't get it, and you've emptied the tank. You may pay the price later on in the fight, but that was a huge round for Gill.
10 seconds corner.
Well, this next round will be really interesting. Has Doyle recovered? Those kinds of rounds they're fascinating in the context of a fight. When you look back on one, they can prove to be so pivotal. Either the fighter who's had the better of it can kick on and win the fight, or the fighter who has been on the end of it but has dug in and stayed on his feet. They can gain confidence from it almost, because they know that they've taken your best work, your best shots, but they're still there, and they can come out to the centre of the ring at the start of the next round, look at their opponent and just say to him almost, I'm still here.
Yeah, and the guy who's unleashing the punishment gets his heart broken because he's emptied the tank and he hasn't got his man out of there. So it's it can be a very pivotal moment in a fight.
Left hand's there, left hand landed from Gill, the left to the body, I don't think quite made it for Doyle. He looks to have got his legs back underneath him in that minute's rest. But the fact of the matter is, we can talk about the psychology of it and the ebb and flow of fights as much as we want. We're into the 5th round and Gill's won everything so far.
Yep, everything on my card, and he's well in charge here. He's even hurt Doyle, and we didn't really think that would be the way it would be. We thought if anyone was going to get hurt, it'd be Doyle hurting Gill, because Doyle's, you know, a big puncher. Gill, not really a big puncher, but a very, very good boxer. But it was Gill who's landed the big shots there, had Doyle in all sorts of trouble. I thought a moment there, Victor Lachlan, who's a great referee, who will always give you the benefit to every last, to give you every chance to stay in there like he did. Good work again from Gill here, short little shots on the inside.
Doyle just trying to inch forward, trying to close that gap on Gill, but he's just not quite been able to do it, not yet anyway. Looking for that overhand right.
It's good that Gill has settled down now and got back behind the jab. You don't want him going out trying to force the stoppage just because he hurt him in that round. Get back behind the jab, stick to your boxing. If the knockout comes, it comes. If not, just keep banking rounds. Get back on that jab.
Great jab there from Gill as Doyle was moving forward, just snapped his head back.
And Doyle boxed his way back into the fight. Shake the rock, shake that round off, get your head clear, get your confidence back, and then maybe the next round then start going to work again.
Sharp little combination on the inside there from Gill towards that blue corner. Good jab again there, solid jab that when he lands it.
Good aggression from Doyle, but not really landing cleanly. Gill showing good upper body movement. good knowledge of awareness of where he is in the ring, spinning off the ropes and getting back into the centre of the ring.
You have to close the ring down with him now, sit on your chest, hold you tight. That man can't come on your chest, Ryan, okay? Yeah. Right, you've got to keep moving and throwing him inside. Yeah? Come on now, come on. Right, come on, let's go.
Second out, round 6.
So into the 6th is scheduled for 12. Doyle's Commonwealth Featherweight title on the line. That's Doyle in the grey, Jordan Gill, the challenger, in the white, red and gold. And for the winner, the idea is that they will get a British title shot. It was going to be Ryan Walsh against Isaac Lowe in a rematch for that British title. Isaac Lowe has chosen to box on Tyson Fury's undercard instead, so we believe it will be Ryan Walsh against Lee Wood, who's here actually, a few rows back on the opposite side of the ring.
Robert River telling Ryan Doyle in between rounds, got to sit on his chest now. They feel they've got to really take Gill into a war, try and drag him into a war. At range, he's getting outboxed. That jab of Gill is brilliant tonight. Look there again, real ramrod job there. I like the way he mixes it up. Sometimes he just puts it out there, flicks it out, double jab, and then he'll sit down and really stamp it in. And I think Robert Rimmer was telling Doyle, you've got to you've got to sit on his chest now. You've got to drag him into the war.
He can't get onto his chest though, can he? That's the problem. As he tries to move in, he can't get past that jab. He's trying to slip the jab as he did there. He slipped the jab, but he walked straight onto a right hand. He's got good anticipation and variety, Jordan Gill.
That's it, Andy. Great jab, but also good awareness of where he's in the ring. You see he'll throw a few shots there. He's edging back onto the ropes, and he takes himself back into the centre of the ring. Good head movement on the inside. You know, don't leave your head in the bucket where you're open for an uppercut. Go side to side, step back. Good upper body movement from Gill.
Leading off with the left hand there. Doyle just kind of reaching for the body, didn't find it. That's better. Right hand followed by a couple of uppercuts, but Gill immediately came back with a shot of his own, and just for a spell there, he was where he needed to be, but immediately Gill just manages to re-establish that distance with a crisp left hook.
Yeah, that's what I like about Gill. He's very classy at long range, he's got a lovely jab, but he can stand his ground. And when I say stand his ground, I don't mean stand in the pocket and go to war and trade off, but just hold his feet, slip the jab, roll under the jab, little layback, step around. You know, he doesn't use too much lateral movement, he doesn't get ran around the ring. He's well able to stand his ground in the centre of the ring and just slip and slide the shots and roll under the shots and step around his man.
Gill's accurate enough, and there's enough pop on these punches to mean that Doyle can't just walk through them. Left to the body, and down he goes. A little bit of a slip there, but definitely a punch landed. You could see Doyle say to Victor Lockman that he slipped, and he did. His feet went from underneath him, but it was a left to the body that caused it. So a legitimate knockdown, I would say, as the bell goes at the end of the round, and this is going very well for Jordan Gill. So far, Ryan Doyle has got to try and think of something, try to think of a way to turn this back in his favour. Let's have a look. And there's the left hand, and
yeah,
that's a knockdown.
I mean, it is a knockdown because it was a shot that landed and it knocked him back, but it really glanced him. He wasn't hurt from a body shot. He wasn't winded. His feet. He fell on top of his feet, came off balance. The shot glanced him, but yeah, you know, he scored a knockdown, and the ref was right to score a knockdown, but he wasn't hurt.
You've got to let him go now. You've really got to let your hands go. But when you exchange, you've got to dip and come out and be tight, okay? Yeah? Come on now, Chow. Yeah, come on now. Come on, Ryder. Come on now.
The problem for Doyle is that it's fine for the corner to say to him that you've got to let your hands go now. You've got to dip and try and get onto the inside and get onto the chest, but he needs a bit more than that, doesn't he? Because he's trying, it's just not working.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's finding it hard to get past the jab of Gill, who's boxing really well. He's in a groove, he's found his rhythm, and his confidence up. He's even hurt Doyle. You know, he had him badly shook there in one of the rounds, and you know, it's been all Gill really. Doyle's certainly not for the want of trying. He's pressing forward, he's trying everything, but like you say, Andy, he's not able to get close, he's not able to get on his chest because Gill just boxes so well behind the jab.
Put a marking up below both eyes for Jordan Gill. I think, as we said before, that's going to be a feature of his fights. I think when he looks in the mirror the next morning after any one of his fights, he's going to know that he's been in one. And so will Ryan Doyle, certainly. He's taken some crisp, clean shots right from the very start of this. Looking for the right hand on the inside there. Good upper body movement there from Doyle. Slipped underneath the right hand. Great left hand there from Gill, just knocks Doyle back onto his heels again, and he's hurt here and he's trying to cover up, just stumbling forward. Gill setting his feet, looking for the lefts and the rights, and in jumps the referee Victor Lachlan and calls a halt to it. Ryan Doyle doesn't like it, but he was pinned back on the ropes there. He was taking too much. I make that a good stoppage. He was well behind on the scorecards. He wasn't really looking like he could find an answer, and he was hurt there, and not for the first time.
That was a good stoppage, Andy. Absolutely brilliant stoppage. I was saying earlier in the fight that Victor Lachlan is one of the best referees in the game. He gives you every opportunity to fight back, but that Doyle was hurt. He was well behind on the cards. He hadn't won a round. He was shaken up earlier in the fight. He was badly shaken again. He was on the ropes. He wasn't punching back. Gill was planting his feet and really banging those shots in. And I tell you what, a fantastic performance from Jordan Gill. Absolutely top class performance. And this kid has got a bright future.
Well, that was pretty flawless, you'd have to say. He just never gave Doyle a sniff. He landed good punches right from the very start, good variety. There was plenty on them, enough on them to certainly keep Doyle at bay, and enough on them to hurt him and eventually stop him, which was not what we expected to see.
Yeah, you could see he was standing his ground. Like I said, you don't have to go to war, and Gill doesn't go to war and trade when I say stand his ground, but he holds his feet and he uses his upper body movement. He slips, he slides, he rolls under, and then he comes back with his hooks and uppercuts and body shots of his own. I love the way he does that. He's still very defensively aware, but he stands his ground and he comes back with great shots. And he buzzed Doyle there, rocked him in fact, and then just went through the gears. And you can see how intelligent he is there. He's picking the shots, he's not wasting them. He was finding the gaps around the back of the gloves, around the back of the ear, and it was the correct decision, the correct call from Victor Lachlan, who, like I say, always gives every fighter every opportunity. But Doyle hadn't won a round, he was badly hurt, and he wasn't punching back, and it was the right decision. And like I say, a fantastic performance from Jordan Gill.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Victor Lachlan calls a halt to this contest. The official time of the stoppage, 1 minute and 32 seconds of round number 7. Your winner by RSC and the new Commonwealth Featherweight champion from Chatteris, Jordan "The Thrill" Gill.
Well, that just was a terrific performance. He's been through his hard times. As I said, he was out of the ring for 18 months. He couldn't get anything going. He decided to leave the Ingle gym. Then the next day went to Dave Coldwell's gym to ask Dave to train him. He made up his mind that if Dave said no, then that was it. He was going to pack it in, and thank God he didn't. Thank God Dave said yes, because we've got a real talent on our hands here, and that's a big statement in the division. He will now be hoping to get the winner of the fight for the British title that we believe will be between champion Ryan Walsh and Lee Wood. If Lee Wood were to win it, he'd have a bit of a problem, actually, because they're housemates and very good friends, and they wouldn't want to fight each other. Well, the main event coming up after this, but let's hear from Jordan Gill. First of all, he's in the ring with Andy Scott.
Jordan, congratulations, a huge win, a huge statement. Is that the performance that your career needed and a performance that you wanted to produce?
I think so. I think I delivered. There was a few moments where I didn't know what was coming at me, but I adapted, I moved up, and dealt with the step up.
If there was any sort of micro criticism about the early part of your career, people say, well, maybe he doesn't punch hard enough, not enough stoppages on his record. Do you think that dispels that myth?
I don't know, but we've got another one, and I've got now, was it 10 knockouts in my last 6 fights?
10 knockouts.
10 knockdowns, not knockouts, sorry.
Was that how you thought the fight would go?
I thought so. I thought I'd pick, and then I'd get him late on. But I hurt him earlier than I expected, but he's a very tough man.
What about the British title? Ryan Walsh, long-time champion, looks like he's going to fight Lee Wood. Would you be interested in the winner of that?
I'd be interested if the winner is Ryan Walsh, but if it's Lee Wood, I share a bunk bed with Lee Wood. He's my brother, so if that happens, which Lee Wood will beat Ryan Walsh, I'm not 90% confident. We'd look to go over routes, but there's enough opportunities for us all, and we're going to do it.
Well done. Dave, just how satisfying is it? We've heard stories for the last couple of years up and down the country and all over the world. Jordan Gill inspiring is unbelievable. How happy are you that he's been able to produce that performance under the lights?
I'm just happy that he's had his opportunity. That's what he's been craving, his opportunity. He does everything that you ask him in the gym. He's a perfect student of the sport. And tonight he showed what he can do. I'm very proud of him. Everybody in the gym is so happy, from Bellew to the Mac twins to Fowler. We're all so proud of him, you know. So I can't tell you how much more happy I am. I can't speak.
This is a good start moving forward. Just talk us through the confidence in the camp leading up to the Tony Bellew Alexander Usyk fight. We're not far away now.
Oh, listen, you can say ups and downs. Boxing's full of ups and downs. We have losses like we had with Gav, with Jamie, and then you have wins like this, and Fowler. Boxing's up and downs. No fighter goes in there worrying because, the stablemate got beat. It's a selfish sport. You've got to be selfish. And listen, Mr. Bellew, he's come off the back of gym mates getting beat before to pull off big wins. So that'll have no regard to what his performance on November 10th or whatsoever. What it will be, he'll be absolutely over the moon for this kid because he loves this kid to bits. He sees what he does in the gym, and he's proud of him like I am. And it's just a good vibe. It's good buzz to go into the fight. That's all.
Well done.